How's it going, everybody? So we're gonna cut a load of wood on the Ford here. One thing I'm gonna do right now is chain up the front on this truck because it's got ball tires on it, and I mean the road's plowed and everything from the loggers. But anyway, we're gonna put chains on the front so we can pull this fir tree out. It's the second tree back there, the dead one. Get that cut up, then we'll probably have to go down the road and find another tree to finish filling the truck. One thing I like on chains is these V-bar chains. They just add that much more traction to them. They're super nice. This truck. Another thing I use is these rubber bungees to tighten your chains down. There's this style. I really like this style because if you break one of these bungees, you're not out the whole bungee. But if you break one of these, you lose the whole thing and you can't keep using it. So I really like these. They're about the same price. For two is about the same price as two of these. One thing, they got these cam locks on them for tightening down the chain. I don't have the tool for it, but you always want to make sure those are pointed to the outside. And on these tire chains on your crossbars, you want to zoom in on this, you want to make sure these are up like this so they're not digging into the tire. And of course if they're on the inside, that your V-bars will be pointed towards the tire and it won't really work as good. So you just flop them over the tire like that. Chain, these are all used chains and different, I pieced them all together. But when you got this style of lock on them instead of just the hook style like this, let me see here. You want to make sure you throw this to the outside of the tire. That way it's easier to get to and lock up. So you just flop them over the tire and you can back up or pull forward, it don't matter. I'll jump in and pull the truck forward. One thing you want to do with these tire chains is do the inside first. That way you can get it as tight as you can because it's always easier to work on the outside. One thing, always get them as tight as possible. This chain's a little big, but it should work for now. All we're doing is pulling a tree out. We're not going to drive a long ways with them on. Yeah, throw these bungees on. The tire's a little low. Another thing I like to do is I'll tie these tails up so they're not flapping and hitting anything. Make sure your chain's good and square. One thing you always want to keep in mind with these tails of chain, you don't want them flapping and hitting a brake line. You rip a brake line, you're screwed. So again, I always tie them up. You know, piece of rope, wire, anything you have to tie them up. So make sure it's in this little hook right here. Okay, and then we'll hook the bungee up. And then I need to lock in my hubs so I can use 4-wheel. Have to make do. That's why I only got 4 of these little usually come with 5. But again, lock my hubs in, lock in that side, we'll go lock in the other. Now I'll get these tied up, the tails tied up, and we'll get back to you. So again, tie the tails of the chain up so they're not flapping, catching a brake line. Again, I got that side tied up over there. Outside doesn't matter too much. I mean, you could tighten it out so it's not hitting the mud flap or something like that. But anyway, we'll one thing I always do when I fill up my saws with gas and oil is I fill up my gas first. Because if you dump gas in your oil, it isn't a big deal, but you dump a bunch of oil in your gas tank, it's going to clog everything up and just give you all kinds of problems. So one thing I've always done, my dad taught me, is fill up your gas first. It's a lot easier to get gas out of the oil tank than it is oil out of the gas tank. I think only one person's noticed that I use used motor oil for bar oil. The reason for that is because bar oil is expensive as heck. You figure where I buy my used to buy bar oil, it's like $18 per 2 gallons. I have unlimited access to used motor oil. My uncle owns a logging truck. He always has 5 gallons of used motor oil I get from him. The only difference between running regular bar oil and used motor oil is you will burn out tips on the bars a lot quicker. Other than that, I've never ever had a problem with used motor oil. Yeah, it's ridiculously expensive to run bar oil. They claim you need bar oil for your chainsaws. It's all garbage. You know, you can do what you want. I'm not going to spend that much money when I can replace a tip on a bar for $15. I've had these 2 bars on these saws and ran probably 25-30 gallons of used motor oil through these saws. Never once yet have I had to change a tip out. When I do, it's 15 bucks. Look how much money I've saved running used motor oil versus buying $18 worth of bar oil per 2 gallons. So we're gonna get these saws warming up and pull the truck up, and I'll get this tree fell behind us, get it drug out and get to cutting it up. Warm your saws up, don't fire them up and start cracking on them. You'll ruin them. did it. Not a bad hinge. It just started to go. Could have cut some more up on it, but good looking stump. How's it going, guys? So again, we're out here cutting some firewood today. Got a fir tree fell. Of course, you guys probably already seen it in the video. I'm just adding this little clip in. This is my brother-in-law, Gage. He just started a YouTube channel. It's Gage Albright, Gageolbricht. He's doing like four-wheeler riding, and he'll be doing some fishing and hunting stuff and just kind of documenting his way of life and stuff. Well, it's like all of our way of life, but he'll have some cattle stuff in his YouTube channel. If you guys could go and give him a like and a subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Again, he's just showing what he does in everyday life and stuff like that. It's not really a how-to or you're gonna learn a lot, but he just wants to document his adventures and lifestyle.
Mind you, he's only 15 as well.
He's only 15 years old, so don't be hard on him. He's a great kid, a very well respectable kid. Loves hunting, fishing, wood cutting, cattle, ranching life. So yeah, if you guys could give him a like and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. He'll have some videos up of riding ATVs and stuff like that. So anyway, we're gonna limb up what we got here. I'll probably cut up this these little pieces to throw on the truck. There's not but a few blocks in them, but take every bit we can. Snow's really deep, and it's kind of a pain to get out here and cut this time of year. So yeah, we'll get camera set up and start cleaning the road up and buzz these little chunks up. No, we'll just toss that.